all come to Valentine's.
No. And I'm not trying to.
That's not it at all.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that when we are there, the stuff that I talked about in that stream, that's what we see, and it's not even in Valentine. I've actually witnessed it in Blackwater. I've witnessed it in Rhodes. I've witnessed it in Saint Denis. I witnessed it, I think, the first time ever when I first joined the county in Saint Denis. It wasn't even in Valentine. I think Saint Denis was the first time someone said, "You see that person over there that's dressed in that color, or such and such looks like that? That's an admin or an angel, and you don't
That's
fuck
when they
with
were
them."
dressed in pink.
Yeah, and you don't fuck with them.
nothing. That's nothing we can do though.
No,
Like,
I know.
How
I
can
know.
we? Like I've already I've cracked down today. Like I was like, look, this is what's happening. All right, nothing's in county. I'm not even a tall person. Like if I see even another player in county, if I see you action a tall person or a short person, if you even hog tie them, I'm disciplining you. Don't do that shit in town. We're gonna go to Mexico and we're just gonna pull them out of the situation, and then we're gonna handle it.
Yeah.
So, I know it's been 6 months since we opened, but we're still new, and most of you all was here to see the way that it blew up on us. When I tell you that we're used to a server, we come from 5M, and we were used to a server with a maximum pop of all the staff. That was it, along with a few more. When we made this server, within 10 days, we were topping over 100 every night in 2 weeks of being open. So we didn't even get time. I didn't even get time to like fix all the scripts. That's the reason a lot of the stuff I'm still like going through and trying to get everything just right. You know what I mean? And as far as staff, we like, when we grabbed them, we grabbed what we could at that time, and we're just now getting to the point where we can get rid of some and make turnaround on the ones that really want to be here and the ones that really want to try to put the effort forward into making things better. None of our staff have ever been staff before, like maybe 1 or 2 of them. So it's everybody's due a bad day. Everybody's due a fuck up.
And I totally agree.
But there's nothing we can do. This is the first that any of this has been brought to my attention was the stream. I never had knew that any of y'all had felt this way until that stream.
Because majority of the time it's put into suggestions, but none of those suggestions go through. There were instances where I had put in, I think I only have put in maybe 1 or 2 suggestions. I think maybe max 1. And let me tell you, the one suggestion that I had put in, it was coming from the standpoint of somebody that wasn't in a family just yet, but was seeing it through the eyes of an innocent person watching criminals go up against lawmen, and it was not necessarily unfair, but it didn't make sense role play wise. And there was just a curiosity on my end. I didn't know how it worked. I didn't know how lawmen stuff worked. I was just a plain Jane citizen. I wasn't a criminal. My character Everly hasn't done anything criminal. She hasn't. She hasn't. I can't even think of a time. But it's a lot of those things that we had, like that I discussed in that stream, have been put into suggestions, and it may not be put into suggestions by our people. It's been put in by many other people that aren't even in direct contact with us, that we haven't even had conversations with in county. Now, mind you, there's a lot of bullshit suggestions, oh, well, let's make role play, we see those, but we're all active in the suggestions. We're all reading them and we see them and we agree with them. We'll do the thumbs up, or we'll put a comment in where we agree or we disagree. That's what the suggestions are there for. None of us are going to make a ticket every single time we have an issue, because 1, that's wasting y'all's times for the tickets that do need to be discussed, like RDMs, things that are happening in county. Those are more important to you guys than just in the opinion of a couple of people.
They're really not.
I get it.
They're really not.
I know, but
the problem is we don't get a chance to view every one of these suggestions. There's no way we could say, like, I barely even get to look at Discord through the day. Like, the thing is, like, a lot of the suggestions we look at, all right, but not all of them we can do. And the problem is, and I explained this to Doc Laura, a lot of people can't see past what's happening to them in a small picture. where we don't look at it as in what's happening to them. We look at it as what's happening to the whole community as a whole. So when people make suggestions, we go through it and think, well, can we do this? Can we do that? You know, there's more, people don't look at the larger picture of what it would affect. And a lot of people don't even know what the larger, I mean, 99% of the people in here don't even know what all changing one thing would affect. They just don't. They haven't, you have to physically be in the background and see everything that's going on our side to be able to understand it.
Okay, and I understand that. But when you say that you don't have time to look at the suggestions, that's fair. Okay, we all have lives. We all have things that are going on in our lives that are going to prevent us from looking at every single thing and spending the time to dig deeper and deeper and ask questions. I get it. Then have staff to do it. Have staff go through suggestions. And I know that's a big ask. I get it. But I'm looking at your senior staff. I see staff lead. I see a couple of other people, and even owners. When you guys have time, sit down and look at suggestions at the end of the week. Go through it and pick out, this is a bullshit one. Can't do that. This is another bullshit one. Can't do that. Actually, that one doesn't sound too bad. Let's sit down and talk about it. You know, and then ask questions. If that person that made the suggestion has really good points in the comments, pull them aside and ask them deeper. Oh, this is about a script. Let's ask a couple more. Do you have any idea where we can look at the script? Have you, seen any videos on it? That sort of thing. That's just an example. Like I said in the stream the other day, I don't know what it's like to be a developer. I've never done coding. I've never done it. Would I love to? Absolutely. I would love to learn. But at the same time, I can't speak on how difficult that is and how it is to change certain things in a server. Okay. I can't because I don't do it. But I have admin and I have been an owner of a server and I have dictated jobs to other people to do things. And it can be done. It can. Is it difficult? Extremely. It's extremely stressful. The stress that you guys are going under, I can't even imagine with how many people that you have to manage. I totally understand. But it can be done. It can be, because I've seen it happen in other places. Mind you, like I said, this is my first Red M server. Okay. Awaken County was my first Red M. And I understand that I'm new to roleplay and I get it. But I have watched people that are veterans to roleplay go through the frustrations of exactly what I'm experiencing. And they're just at a loss because they go to the suggestions and they feel like they're not being heard. And I get that. And they do feel like opening up a ticket to discuss something such as a script or an idea for the lawman and between lawman and criminal or anything of the sort, or doctors, is a waste of time for y'all because y'all have to deal with in-county issues. It makes sense. That's what the tickets are there for. They're either for bug reports, something that's happening in county. It's not about suggestions. It's not. But a lot of people don't feel like their voice is being heard. That's the big thing. That's why what we discussed in the stream was just bringing to light of all the things that have happened to us. For me, I tell people it's like building a cake. You have the base, and then you have the in between, and then the topping, and then you have the icing. And it's just until you get to the icing of that cake is where it topples over. But everybody's got a different cake that's being built. I have watched a lot of things happen in county, and it is extremely frustrating for everybody to see it because, sorry, one of our group members just sent me a note to add. It's just, to reiterate, it's extremely frustrating. I can tell from on your guys' end as well as on our end as the community, for everybody. Montana, do you have anything to add? I've been talking for forever.
No, you're good.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just a lot. Like we were told in the beginning that we made this county because we were tired of admin treating us a certain way or this, that, and the third, and then here we are 6 months later. Y'all are doing what y'all said y'all didn't want to do.
Please tell me how that's happening. Please tell me how I've done any of you all wrong.
There's plenty of people that say, they don't really like. I was supposed to be banned for killing Nacho that day. Am I right or am I wrong?
You're wrong.
You're wrong.
Why am I wrong?
We actually got I'm gonna just tell you right now. that whole group that come over wanted you all gone, and that was
Oh,
what
they
they
wanted
were
me
wanting to
gone.
do.
Yeah, they
No,
wanted me
the
gone
whole
bad.
thing. Okay, who's still here and who's not here?
Well,
After watching
No,
that
they
clip,
didn't
the
leave.
only rule break was Nacho going out of character.
None of
It
those
was a
guys
good
left.
scene. The only rule break was him going out of character.
100%.
and that's why I killed him.
And we actioned him for that, and that's why they aren't here.
And it's just been a lot, man. I don't know. It's just
I would like to hear the situations. That's what I'm saying. Like I hear that it's happening, but nobody can tell me what's happened. Like,
it's just a lot of how can I say this? OOC, if you don't stop this, I'm gonna fucking kick you out. Like, if he keeps continuing, you ain't really got to talk that much. Just boom, out. That's it. Like, there's too much OOC out of the admins that is just ridiculous.
that's why we are the players for the players, is because we're not kicking them out. We're mentoring them. We're trying to train them. That way we have numbers here. Because I can tell you right now, if you really want me to, I'll go through and I'll make it to where it's a completely serious RP server. But you're not going to like the numbers that are left in here. Y'all are not going to have anybody to RP with, because there's very few and far that actually can even tell you what the definition of RP is. 99% of the people, and I'm not trying to be mean by no point with this. Don't think I'm being a dick. I'm just telling you cold hard facts from RPing for several years.
I've been in this position before.
99% of the people in this server are grinders, or they're competitive players. They're not RPers. And that's just bottom line. It's just what it is. And we're trying to give everybody the fair. That's why we have our system. That's why, look at Danny. Like Danny, if we would have banned Danny, or not Danny, sorry,
Darren,
if we would have banned him, then now look where we're at. Because Danny's made a completely turnaround, completely different person. Don't even act like that no more. Like nothing, like, and we brag all the time. We're like, damn, check out Gotti. Like, he's fucking really putting his people in check, because like we'll see somebody fuck up and you'll be like, no, rule break. You don't say it like that, but you find a way to say it in character, But we're all the time doing that. The whole issue here is, I feel like there's too much tension between your group and all of us, because for some reason there feels like there's some kind of grudge that's being held on both sides when there's not. Like, we have no grudge to hold against any of you all as players or people. Like that's not that at all.
I would like to, since you've brought that up, a lot of the things that I'm speaking of are the people that are in here that are muted. They're sending me things that they want me to bring up. The point that you just brought up, some of them do feel targeted, and they do feel like they aren't able to bring a certain type of role play due to the fact that it feels like they're being denied because they're in a gang on their main character. An example of that would be, and I know this has been brought up to a couple of people, and it shouldn't have been brought up in character, and I believe we all agree, as well as the people that are sending me these messages, it shouldn't have been brought up in character. It should have been brought up into a ticket, but I believe it's already been brought up into a ticket once already, and it was not handled, or it wasn't discussed, and there wasn't a resolution to it.
For example, not to cut you off, Everly. For example, I'm gonna give you the example. Me, when I made El Pollo Loco.
Yes, and when you made El Pollo Loco and then you applied to be a law, we had two other people in our family that also applied to be lawmen, and they've actually put in multiple applications to be lawmen, of course, and they were denied. I think the first one, the first time, I believe there was a message in the acceptance denial saying, "Oh, you've been denied. Please review your thing in a couple of weeks and then reapply," or something.
Mine was accepted and then denied. You see what I'm saying? And then accepted. What was the deny for, though? If you accepted,
I can speak on behalf of that. So certain people that were here before that we had put in positions to do the hiring that we kind of entrusted, our trust went away. So that's exactly what happened when, and I'm sure El Pollo Loco has access to some of that stuff where he would be able to see, and you would see that all of us are like, yeah, everybody has to be given an opportunity as long as they submit the application and it's legit. It's not these 1 word, 2 word things. The bottom line is why, I mean, if that was the case, why not just get rid of the application process and just make everybody's going to come in, everybody's going to have a cop character, everybody's going to have a gang character, and so on and so forth. So speaking on behalf of that, those people that made those decisions, Gotti, are fucking gone.
But
Yeah,
And there was a reason for it. There was
But
a reason for it.
here's the thing: is it continued after they were gone?
What
It
Okay,
continued
so,
for our 2
you-
people as well. But I've seen the
I
application.
have no idea what you're talking about.
So-
I'm being
Will
like,
and Danny made a
No, not Danny. Chris. Will and Chris.
Will and
Will and
Chris
Yeah.
made a cop cousin.
Yeah.
Because they were like, fuck it. You're on when you're not streaming as El Pollo Loco. And when you're not around, we ain't got shit to do. So we'll make a cop cousin and just go over there and do cop shit with you. I said, fuck it, do it.
What did his application look like though? That's the thing.
I didn't see Chris's application, so I cannot speak for him on his. But for William, we discussed his application, and it was thorough. He was very thorough about it. Now he didn't have like a 3 paragraph for each question.
Do we still have his application?
I just told you I was trying to pull him.
He said
we
that
didn't hear
I believe he had applied, he had put in, I think 2 or 3 times. And then I think it was brought into a ticket, and then he went and spoke to Sergeant about it a couple of times in county. And I believe he agrees that he should have done that in a ticket too.
Because I just sit here and mentioned this to Doc Laura, so I I don't know if she had mentioned that, but I just sit here and sent her a DM that I think it would be a good idea. And hold on, shit, my screen went blank. I think it would be a good idea if a lot of the lost would make cousins and come to the other side of the fence. I also think it would be cool if some of them, maybe if they wanted to be doctors or if they wanted to be cops, they need to see the other side of the fence to understand what both sides go through.
I think I'm the only what's it called? Lost member that was able to become, besides Betsy, was able to become as a cousin as either a lawman or a doctor. My Mavis character is a doctor, and I think we were the only 2 that were approved for that. But the rest of them have struggled to become lawmen, and so that's where some of the frustrations have come from.
I don't look at the applications. Ella's pulling them right now. They do applications on Monday and Tuesday. I don't see that Ella or Quail, either one, would deny the application just over being a person. It would have to be one word or something. It would lack of something.
So I see. Are you talking about just Drake?
Yes.
Yeah. So I see that there was one entered on the November 10th and November 23rd.
Hold on, he's the first time it was denied, and then the second one it wasn't even accepted or denied. He never got a response on the second one.
Gotcha.
Okay. And then I think he put in, and then it was vice versa. I think he put in a ticket for it, or he asked. I think he went in as his character Bennett and asked about the application, if I remember correctly. And they said that they would get back to him soon, and he never heard back.
So I don't want to like repeat myself, like, but I could be wrong, but around that time is around the same time frame that we were booting these certain people that we had put our faith into that. Now, and Montana knows who I'm talking about. I mean, the bottom line, and the reason why we had to part ways was because of his so-called hatred. One, it started out against the Daltons. You know what I mean? And then obviously when the Daltons started leaving, and then some of the Daltons wanted to join the Lost, I believe that carried over. And again, those were some of the deciding factors that, maybe it was a little bit too late of a decision, but we had to part ways. And Sarge and Ella both know. I know Country usually stays out of the law stuff. But Ella and Sarge can both contest that we were like, everybody gets an opportunity. We need to be able to allow, I mean, hell, our server allows kids under the age of 18 in here that want to do this kind of stuff. And you know what? You either make it or you don't. And how are they going to learn? Well, by you all saying, hey, man, this cop is like totally jacked up. This is what he did. Okay, well, that's on us then. That dude should have been trained about better. And I think really we focus a little bit too much on the training instead of the RP aspect. If that's making any sense, you know what I mean?
No, I understand.
We're so concerned with getting the people to understand like discretion. Nothing says that you have to arrest this person. Don't have to be a hard ass. Now, there's certain people like myself who go around and just talk a lot of shit, but I don't send anybody to jail. I mean, you can ask. I don't think I've sent any of you or fucking anybody that's left in this county to fucking jail just because my character just talks shit. That's all he does. You know what I mean? But I will tell you, Will, if you're listening, man, I'm sorry. I don't know how else to say it, brother. It sucks that those applications got rejected, but I don't want to shift the blame because solely it's on me, Ella, and Sarge to overlook those people that we entrusted, and we parted ways and probably should have stuck our nose back into the applications and went, okay, these ones were denied. Why? Okay, you know what I mean? But we didn't do that. So, I mean, if you're, like I said, if any of you all are still interested in being that, submit the applications. I can guarantee you that one of the three of us, if not countries as a fourth, will get eyes on it, and you will, obviously have an answer.
He said it's all good, and he respects that.
And the thing is too, like, I'm not saying like hit me in my DMs all the time, but I'm pretty sure there's probably not one person in here, if you have ever DM me, that I haven't responded back really fast. Like I respond. I'm not here to ignore. I don't turn my DMs off. So if there was a problem like that, then it would have been just as simple to hit me up and just be like, this is what happened. I don't see all tickets. I don't see all tickets. And a lot of them people that were here, a couple of them, they could have just as well answered it and closed it or whatever without any of us seeing it. The staff team was in a bad spot, a month ago. It was in a tough spot. Not only that, but like he said, the head of the lawman was in a bad spot. And we didn't realize it. They were, they had us fooled because it was targeting. It was the same thing. It was what he said. They pretty much targeted the Daltons. And then once they got through with the Daltons, they didn't have anybody else to target. So it was to the loft. And it just so happened to be that Gotti was the one that they targeted.
There is a group of 4 now that go through applications. So just resubmit them, and we'll give them a look on Monday.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, there's nobody here wants to keep you all from doing anything in the server, like anything that y'all want to do. Now there is rules put into play. You can't be a criminal and then become a cop. You know what I mean? You need to make a new cousin and get a fresh start.
I know Copeland kind of felt this. Justin Copeland.
Yeah.
He's general store owner in Strawberry.
Yeah.
I know he felt kind of the same way whenever he came in the county. He was associating with us and was not allowed to have. He didn't want the general store. He just wanted like one of the little shops.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. So, and that's something that I'm probably fixing to bring in, and we're all going to discuss it. It'll probably be at the community meeting. I've already bought the script. We've got the script. But
felt like he was targeted because he was associating with us, and
that is a thing.
Didn't want us controlling too much, but he wasn't a part of our group. We were just helping him.
But he kind of was. He definitely kind of was. You all had him working on your farm and everything. He definitely was associated with you all. So even though they're not on your gang flag, that doesn't mean they're not associated. We've already made that clear. Like you all are actually.
He was really Indian tobacco and stuff, yes, but
if we really wanted to get technical, like you all are not even supposed to have over 16, period. Like if anybody else over 16 is dressed in blue going around acting like you all, it's a gang strike.
He
Oh,
wasn't
see,
dressed in blue.
and they weren't
or
dressed in
anything like
blue.
that.
That's the thing. We make it very clear
yeah.
because we do get targeted a lot, and the people that are associated with us do get because this has been something. No matter where I was at, I went from the Daltons. I wasn't in the Daltons. I was around them to the Lost. No matter what, I was always told when I was in the Daltons, you know, steer clear, make sure you're not around, and don't tell anybody that you're associated with us. And then when it was with the Lost, I was in that same position telling people, look, you may work for me at the stable, but I need you to understand that you are going to be targeted and you are going to have people come after you because you work for me, somebody dressed in blue. But the thing is that it's not even just that. It's just our friends that come and they want to come in RP and they want to learn how to play and they want to be here in this community and they want to learn and they want to do these things. But at the same time, run their own business and be independent and not have anything to do with the Lost family except be friends with a couple of people, but they don't have that opportunity. And I get working under people and having that mentorship. That makes total sense. Being able to run like a blacksmith, mentoring under somebody first and then running your own, totally get it. But owning a general store and being denied that after already understanding how to grow your own materials and how to get your own materials, like Copeland had, and being denied that because he's too close to the Lost. That's
No,
same
it was
thing,
just that he couldn't be in Blackwater. He had to pick a different town.
but
And that's
was,
it. We're not going to let one family own all the businesses in one town. They have to spread out to other
But
towns.
that's not us owning it. That's him. So what we did with him was he came in, we gave him help until he got on his feet and he went on his
Yeah.
own.
He did, and
We
then
didn't tell him, hey, get the store in Blackwater. He wanted the store in Blackwater.
Well,
Then he
you got-
told us after he made the ticket. So it's not us telling him, hey, get the store in Blackwater. We're gonna run all this shit
Can
because
control everything.
yeah, that's not how
it's
it
not like
was.
that.
Because he's not the Lost. It sounds kind of fucked up the way y'all put it. Because it's like, damn, he's somebody new. We gave him an opportunity to work to get his money up so he can go on his own and do what he does. So for him, interacting with us and us giving him a job, it fucks him
Suffers.
over. Yeah, he has to suffer. Even though, hey, I want to be close to you guys, so let me get a general store in Blackwater and be close to you guys and know that I can RP because you
But
guys help me
At
out.
that time,
Yeah.
that Blackwater store, and I don't even think it is now, set up and ready to go. And the strawberry one was.
But and that was the case. You guys told them, oh, it's not ready now. You can get a
Wasn't.
tent somewhere else, and then boom, we'll fix it up. You know what I mean?
Well,
And then
no,
you
we-
denied him after.
No. We discussed that with him, and we told him that Strawberry was already set up, and that we were still testing general stores at that time. That was the only general store that was working was Strawberry.
He didn't want the general store. He didn't even want the general store. It was one of the storefront. He just wanted the storefront. He had one picked out. It was by the horse stables, very close to the horse stables. A storefront where he just wanted a shop put in where he could sell like groceries, things like things he grew.
And when he come to us, he wanted a general store. Because if he would wanted a store or just a regular little thing, we would have put him in a tent. There would have been no reason to deny him. We wouldn't have.
I mean, his situation is neither here or there because what it was done was done. But it's done. But I think the main point about it is that he's
help
not
nobody.
the only
I feel
one.
like we-
exactly.
I
Yeah.
feel like
he's
we
not the
can't help
only one.
nobody.
Yeah.
We just can't help nobody.
Well, the problem is you can help people, but it's just like, okay, it's just like right now what's going on. Like some of y'all are, and this is nothing bad, but y'all are like Doc Laura, like she's going around doing criminal activity with you guys. Like she's really not supposed to. Like that's actually a punishable offense. Like
How many
in the
times I
county.
said that, Danny?
Yeah, I
Like-
know.
Like
Yeah.
it's not. But we've let it go because we know that she's part of you all, and we've just let it go. You know what I mean? So that's. I mean, there's things that we just kind of put under the table. You know, we do things for y'all too. It's not just. It's not like we're here to destroy
We-
your all's day, guys. It's
we
not what
don't
we're about.
we don't want anybody to feel like they have to let any of us get a slide. Just like the Darren thing, y'all gave Darren a bunch of strikes, and we have done a really Montana has done a really good job about keeping him where he needs to be so he does not get in trouble. Darren has made a 360 flip. He's done a really good job.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yes, 100%. He's done a phenomenal job.
We were just talking about that earlier today.
But none of us expect anybody to have any special treatment. If someone's in trouble, tell us. You know,
It's not about special treatment. It's just we kind of let it go because, like,
That's the thing. We don't want that.
yeah.
We are our peers. We don't give a fuck if you come and tell us, hey, that's not how you do this. This is a strike. Cool, we'll eat that to the chin. But don't give me a strike like y'all gave us the first strike when I killed Homeboy and it was a fucking interaction. I'm not being hot-headed right now. This is how I talk. So don't.
But there wasn't. There wasn't. The thing is, that guy had just flew in. Like,
Well, don't. No, hold on. Don't fucking don't go to a call then. If you just flew in, don't go to a fucking call.
Oh,
That's
he didn't.
point blank
He
period.
didn't. He
He
just
didn't.
flew in right
So he
there.
flew in next to the fucking next to the butcher shop.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
He-
wild.
he had just, and we had a clip of it. That was the only reason we could tell, and that's what we tried to explain to you. Was he had just? I mean, literally, his character had just come in. Like, you were probably in Rhodes already when he actually RC'd his character into where you could see him. Like, he had just done it.
Because he had a white hat on, he was running straight towards me. So being an RPer, there's a lawman. We're taking a lawman. I'm not gonna let this lawman fucking do anything, so I'm gonna blast him. And that's what I did. As an RPer, anybody will tell you I would have did the same thing.
Well, I mean, I would. I mean, not necessarily.
Why
I mean,
not?
Because in an RP server, you could have still initiated some kind of word with him. You could have just put your gun on him and said, back away. You all had him outnumbered anyway. I mean, he couldn't, it's not like he could do anything. Your guys were right behind you. I mean, there was tons of yous. So, I mean, you know what I mean? There was other ways to handle it. And I fuck up too. We're not holding that against you. Like, I fuck up all the time.
No, I was just giving an example.
I got gunned down last night from two people that rolled up on us. Two people, and they rolled up on us, and we put guns on them. Told him to put his hands up, and he started blasting, killed me. And we had 6 of us on him.
Was that when you were in the bushes?
Yes, one of the times.
Speaking of that situation,
just one of the times, yeah.
Yeah, what was the whole thing with that situation? Because
that was dumb. They came up to us, pointed guns at us, and we were like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" Laura and them went to go do their own thing. They shot first.
Every situation, they shoot first.
Exactly.
We never shoot first.
So Laura and Billy and what's the other kid's name? Ricky.
Yeah,
they went and did their own thing. We were waiting there with the 30 minutes before the 30 minutes thing came up. Nobody came by. So we just ended up saying, fuck it, we're just gonna sit here until we dip off. To restart.
Yeah.
So they went and cop baited and brought them your way, and when they get there, they see you.
They went around.
Different direction.
They went a whole different direction. They didn't come through the road where we were at. They went behind
they went
by
to
the
the
mountain.
right.
Yeah, the road right behind. But when the cops come up, they see you.
They saw us and put guns on us and shot first.
They got mistaken identification.
They got
I actually saw that today when I rewatched it. Ben did shoot.
Yeah. They got blasted.
Yeah, we didn't point guns at them. We saw them pass by from behind us, and we just stayed down. We didn't do anything. We didn't help nobody. And then Ben came up and pointed a gun at, I think it was Ed.
Well, he told us to get up. He said, "Get up and put your hands up."
With that, they were shot at first, and they started chasing the 2 guys on the horse, and then they ran into you. So it was just a case of mistaken identity. They thought you guys had baited them.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but the guys that were with you and left before Laura and the 2 others went and baited them, actually.
Yeah, that wasn't us.
Yeah, so just a misunderstanding again. I mean, it happens, guys. But, but at the end of the day, what makes us the community is what we're doing right here. You know, talking about it and discussing it. And we're here to do this, you know. I mean, we can't do it every day, but when there's concerns.
No, but I'm talking about before that, even before the lawman situation, there was 2 people that showed up and we put guns on them, told them put their hands up, and they just started
Yeah.
blasting.
But what can we do? You didn't. Where's the clip? Like, where's the ticket?
Yeah, well, if we don't get a clip, we
If
can't.
we're not
action.
going to get something, we can't action. Like, I don't even action things that, even in our staff, if something happens to a staff member, they are still required to put a clip in for us to review it and look at it, and all of us come to a decision on how it's handled. We don't just, you know what I mean? And it's not like that.
So,
So
not
I-
having fear of life is enforced.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
it is,
know.
but we have to have a clip.
Everything, every rule in this server is enforced, but nobody acts upon it to give us any evidence to do it. And I don't let any of the staff team, they can't act upon, even if they see a rule break in county, if there's not a clip turned in about it, we're not actioning it. And that's just how that it's going to be, because it's on you guys to let us know what happens and show us, that way we can action it. Because if something happens to you and you just let it go on by, then if it don't matter to you, you know, enough to put a clip in, then it must have not been that bad.
I will have to say this, that I hear you on that part, but I will have to say that your staff on more than one occasion have gone after people for rule breaks in front of people and broken character. It happens. It really
100%,
does. A lot of the time. I,
100%.
and that was one of the that's one of the cases that I was talking about in that stream, is that they just break character, immediately go for it, and it's like smack dab in the middle of the road, smack dab in the middle of people's scenes, and people have to flee, and it's just, that's frustrating. But I think another thing that somebody wanted me to bring up in this is that I talked a little bit about it in the stream, is there seems to be a lot of he said, she said, you're wrong, I'm right. You know, you can do this. Oh, never mind, you can't do that. Oh, you're gonna get, you know, a smack on the wrist for it.
And I think this is kind of dating back to the Laura thing that went on. And the issue is, Laura, we have a clip of everything that went on. And Laura, I mean, she misunderstood, or whatever has happened. But
Well, wait a second.
no, hold on. No, hold on. I'm not
Hold on,
done.
Laura. Hold on.
When she was told that she was allowed to do that, I have a ticket, and I can even show you the ticket or the clip. She never once was told that she could go down there and run her own little doctor's office and put the money in her pocket. We don't care about, hold on,
Laura. Hold on.
We don't
Hold on,
care
let me
about,
finish.
we don't care about the money. Like, everybody here knows I don't care about the money at all. The problem is, if I'm laying there dead as a player and you walk up to me and you tell me just to slip the money into your pocket, what am I going to say?
Mm-hmm.
That's a corrupt doctor.
Okay,
So
please let me have my turn. I've been sitting here for half an hour. Can I please have my turn? You guys have talked about me about 4 times.
well, Laura, hold on. It wasn't necessarily your situation that I was bringing up, because I know Laura's situation has been talked about a lot.
Yeah.
It's not Laura's situation that I was bringing up. Is that an example? Yes. But I'm actually talking about another example that actually happened to a couple other people in our group. Well, not necessarily the Lost group, but just our friend group in general that have been brought up to us.
Can you explain the situation?
Yeah, I can.
I don't know what we're talking about in this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're good. So I believe Maggot specifically, I think he said that he was told that he could rob banks a certain way by one of the owners or an admin. And then, so he's been doing as such, that he was told that he could do it a certain way. I haven't been there for I think I was there for one of the robberies, something like that.
Is he the one that's robbing it and then running outside and hiding in the bushes or whatever?
No, he's standing outside dressed like a local. And he's sweeping, he's sweeping in front of the bank.
We can't do that. If you're gonna rob somewhere, stay inside.
But he was given the okay for that.
So
and then,
he was told it was okay. I was there for when they told him he was okay.
That was me. I told him that's very innovative. But I said, you have to go back in there, though, to get the money. I said, you can't, finish the robbery.
The guys at the fort hiding and not talking to us. It's the same kind of thing. So they
Um,
have to be inside. And they have to interact with police.
That's the whole
Just
point.
like at the fort.
Yeah, that's the whole point for RP. That's the whole point. That's the only reason. And everybody always makes a big deal out of the teleports for the cops. The teleports are not put in place for the cops. That's not there for them. Do they take advantage of it and use it some? Yes. But we're working on that too. I think Ella and Quail just worked out a big long list of they're not allowed to use it. So
We're still working on it.
yeah, so that teleporter is put in there for the people that robbed the bank, for the cops to be able to get there quick enough to be able to have a nice little, 10, 15-minute RP scene and then go on a chase. That's what that's put into place for. Now, if you got a guy that's going in there, hitting the button, getting all the shit and going out and hiding in a bush or dressing like a local, where's the cops aren't getting their RP out of that? Hang around the bank, have the RP. It's really, tons of you all already know it's not that hard to get away from our cops. It just ain't. Let's be realistic. So, I mean, it's just that it's everything we do. We're in the same. We feel the same way you guys do. We want the most serious RP out of this server that we can get. Unfortunately, we have to allow some of the so-called, what you would say, shitlords to remain in here as numbers. That way it's, spicy for everybody. Everybody's got a little bit of spice because it's nice to have. And it also helps us to gain people that will come through. If we sit here at a constant, just you all and just, the staff and a few other good RPers that's in the county, then it's not going to be no fun for us. We've done it. That we've sat in the county with 30 people. You can go for hours and not even see somebody. So there's always a bigger picture that we look at when we make decisions on things. It's not like we just say, well, no, that's maggot. Go out there and he's part of the lost, or he hangs out with the lost. So don't even tell him he can't do that. That is not how we do things.
What Kendrick did last night spelled corruption, if you ask me.
What did he do?
Spelled all kinds of corruption.
What did he do?
Laura was in a situation where she was running from one of the lawmen. Well, I guess he catches up to her, ties her up, and then gets kicked by a horse and killed. Well,
That was Joe
she's
Black
laying
that
there.
killed by the
Yeah,
horse, I think.
she's tied up, and he's got her lassoed, dead on the ground with his lasso still in his hand. And we went to Valentine to report, to make a complaint about it. And Kendrick was one of the lawmen that showed up, saw her tied up. There was 3 lawmen and one of the med students, I think.
I think Laura
And
wasn't Laura
She was
there?
wanting to, she was there. Lords, he was there too.
Yeah.
But went to file a complaint, and Kendrick was saying, "Oh, it's hearsay. I didn't see anything. It's hearsay. It's all hearsay." And they would not even, him and Thompson both standing there, neither of them would take even a report about it. And you know what I'm saying? And file anything about it.
But how do we know any of that happened? How are we supposed to know that any of that happened?
Okay.
Did any of y'all put a ticket in on it? Did any of y'all say anything to us about it?
It wasn't OOC.
It doesn't have to be OOC.
It doesn't have to be OOC.
Please just talk. Can I please talk now?
I'm not the one telling you can't, dear.
Okay. All right. First of all, I've been the medical director for 5 months. Okay. Never in the history of Awakened Country, you may need to temporarily mute. It's key in your mic in the background. Never in the history of Awakened County, never under my regime, never under Porter's regime, has any doctor ever been fired and with a clip. The problem with this county frequently is OOC runs into IC hog wild, and you often can't pick apart the difference. It is happening right now with the discussion of Joe Black. Now, here's the problem. I was fired from a clip. answer this question in your head.
No,
Is
you
that
wasn't.
an, is that an,
You
yes,
wasn't.
I was.
No,
I
no, no,
was
no, 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 no,
fired.
no. I'm gonna stop you right there because you was not. You was not 100%. The lawman that was down there came to Nurse Nikki and told her what was going on. That's when she relieved you of your duties.
Yeah,
Then,
Thompson was down there.
then Thompson
That
showed us a
is the
clip of
most
what happened.
grossly unprofessional horseshit in the history of business. I served for the equivalent of years. And, and I get booted without a word, without saying anything, over $100. I have never,
Not over
ever
$100.
booted
Let's
anybody
let's hold on. Let's rephrase
over
that. It's not over $100.
circumstance.
That looks terrible.
So you're telling me it was not terrible.
That looks terrible.
not
Laura, you
terrible.
cannot do that. How is that okay?
Oh, wait, there you go again, sir. There's
How-
your OOC crossing into IC.
What the? What are you
that.
I
Says
can't
Hold
do
on.
that.
Hold on.
5 M's up, by the way.
Before
See, here goes the admin and the owner talking, and the IC goes out the window. There it is.
We're
There
in
it is.
Discord. We're not in
We're in-
character.
Do
We're
that.
in a Discord
What a-
call discussing
And we're
stuff things.
talking about an IC thing, and you are bleeding the two together again. And
It
you
was a
just did it
ticket turned.
again.
It was a ticket turned in, and it's against rules. You're not allowed to be a
No, it
corrupt
isn't.
doctor. Yes,
Okay.
it
There
is.
i-
I want to
No, there
go ahead and put my
no, there
foot in the
isn't.
door
There is
here.
no such rule.
I want to go ahead and stop. I want to stop this because this is not what we're here for. I
Not
don't
at
like
all.
raising my voice, and I don't like getting. I don't like this. So, first of all, this is everybody. It's not just one situation. I'm going to go ahead and put a stop to that conversation right now. Laura, I hear you. We all hear you. Country, I hear you. I do. But I'm not. I'm done. I'm done with it. It is done and it is
You just
over.
don't let me talk.
I
Ed.
I
Don't
I
let
get
me
it.
talk,
I
Ed.
get it. I do. But at the same time, there are so many things that need to be brought up as well. I'm sorry, Laura, but no one has found a solution for what happened to you. And quite frankly, in my opinion, I don't think there will be. And that is just
But
that
Ed,
is,
it's just one thing.
and I get it.
And
I get it.
What's
But
the solution
not
you're
trying-
looking for?
Here,
I'm just talking.
Ev,
What's
here's
the?
the problem.
I think
Yeah,
what Laura is trying to look for here is that and I've had conversations with Laura about what happened to her. I was there when Laura got booted. Do I think that it should have been taken into a ticket for certain aspects of the situation? Yes. Do I think there should have been a clip? Yes. But how
Okay,
Laura was handling
hang on
it.
just a second. Laura opened a ticket. And I had when she was in front of Dread's shop, I had went in that
Mhm.
ticket and asked her, please keep it in your ticket. You're being loud. Everyone in town can hear you. And I won't tell you what her reply was, but
Mhm.
yeah, she decided she didn't want to keep it in the ticket.
Okay.
So there was a ticket.
So okay, well that's great to know. So where we were
There
at
was a
hold on. Where we were at in our scene, because it was all in character for us. All of us that were there, it was an in character situation. There were things we were handling stuff out of character as well prior to the scene, but we were handling it in character as a group with Laura approaching
me say
Dr.
one-
Kelly. Hold on, Dr. Kelly, about why she got fired
But
because
she approached Ella. She didn't approach.
I know that's where it might have gone wrong, and that shouldn't have happened the way it did.
She went
Yes.
OOC with it when she approached Ella because I see Ella wouldn't have known two shits what happened in the medical field.
I agree.
And that's
I
the way we
agree.
tried to handle
That's
that.
the problem.
I agree. But Kelly entered that scene and had that conversation with Laura, and immediately should Laura have talked to Ella in that instance? No. Kelly was on the standing behind Ella when it happened. I think at any point in time, I'm going to make an assumption that Ella probably would have put her foot in either way because voices were being raised in the middle of Valentine. And she, as a marshal, has every right to step into that scene to put her foot down. But how it was handled afterwards, following up into that, in my opinion, was extremely unprofessional. But that, hold on, is my opinion. But that is neither here nor there because it has already happened.
No,
Okay.
we agreed upon that though.
Yeah.
I reached out to Laura and I explained, hey, look, I did go off the deep end. I did get loud, and it's gonna happen. I'm gonna have a bad day. You are, and everybody else in here is going to.
And I
Uh,
agree.
the thing is as a community, instead of being the way that we were about it, and that's why we're here right now. All of us are talking is because we are that community that come together, try to discuss things, and try to work problems out. That's the whole thing. It's when we come here, when we players by the players, because we are just players. None of us had ever even, me and Mike, Street Justice, was the only ones ever had even been in Red M, and we had only been in it for a couple of weeks in a different server. And then I was like, shoot, let's throw a server up. We were all in 5M. Ella and Sarge had never even stepped foot in here. So everything's new to everybody. The whole difference of the RP from 5M to Red M and everything was just different. So everybody's learning together. But like I said, what brings us closer and what makes the community better is when we can have discussions like this and work through things. It's not about getting mad and leaving and threatening that, well, if I don't get my way, I'm going to leave, or if I don't, and I'm not saying y'all have done that, but that's how a lot of people have been trying to handle things. And I'm just not that guy. If you're going to tell me you're going to leave because we're not doing something, oh well, leave. I'm sorry. I'm not that guy. Don't come at me with I'm going to leave. Come at me with let's find let's find something and make things better. You know what I mean? Like I just don't. I don't
Can you answer
understand that.
my questions, country? Wasn't
Yeah,
fired as a character for an IC or an OOC thing? Straight answer.
you were fired for IC at that point until you come to
So
Valentine.
a
No,
ticket
listen, hold on.
was submitted and I was fired for an IC thing.
No, a ticket was not submitted for an IC thing. The IC thing come because you done what you done right in front of Thompson.
Okay.
And
Okay. So here it is.
Thompson left and come straight to Valentine where Kelly was at,
Uh-huh.
told her what was going on. She fired you.
And a medical director who served for years without any discussion, IC, is fired because of the word of something that one guy could have easily misunderstood. That
Who? He didn't
is
misunderstand.
ridiculous.
He didn't misunderstand it at all.
That is, why? Yeah, he didn't misunderstand at all because you're talking about a clip because Kelly talked about it. Second of all, let's just say a doctor who served the equivalent of years did something like that. You fire a person who has dedicated years of their life without even a discussion?
Laura, my
No.
dear,
No,
I,
sorry.
I,
Grossly
So
unprofessional. Here's the problem.
IRL, if I'm a doctor, okay, and I'm billing people and I'm charging them and I'm putting it in my pocket instead of putting it back into the person that owns the business or whatever.
One time.
How is that okay? I know, but
One
you
time.
can't do that at all.
There's
And I
clearly
explained it
not
to you.
even an understanding.
can I
Why
can
would
I
I
just
do that
stop
in the
this?
street country?
We're not here to talk
Well,
about. We're not. I know, Laura. I know this is one of the reasons, but it's about a generalization. We have a lot of other
Okay.
things that we want to bring up. That's the thing.
Right, and I want to go into them.
I
I'm
know.
just responding to the things when they
I
talked
know.
about me. Can I
But
not respond?
I get it, Laura. I do. And I'm not trying to be the bad guy here, but there are a lot of people that I'm getting messages from that are bringing up good points that I need to talk about as well. I can't, I promise
Okay.
you, Ella,
You've
Sergeant,
been
or
talking a lot. Let me
Country.
say one more thing and I'm done. Okay? Let me just say one more thing and I'm done. Okay? The problem with this server, plain and simple, is if you stick 2 awesome role players in a room full of 8 bad ones, it's bad. If you stick 2 poor role players in a room full of 8 good ones, it gets good. This server bleeds IC into OOC. Joe Black, perfect example. You're doing it again on a regular basis. Your staff does it all the time. Bad role play on this server is not checked. And I can tell you right now, half of this crew in here doesn't role play much anymore. We stand around talking about what's wrong.
just don't understand that because 3 weeks ago you were telling us that every staff in here had the greatest RP ever. I don't understand
you
that.
personally just said 99% of the server are grinders. Unquote.
They are.
And I did not say that.
They
I
are.
did not say that.
Grinders,
I did not
grinders,
say that.
and grinders and competitive players. There's
Country,
very few of us
you're
that
never
are actual
wrong, and you
RPers.
want to shovel things under the
Why am I
carpet,
not?
and that is the problem.
All right. Stop.
You're
Stop.
sitting
We
there
we
telling
have
me,
listen.
I am
listen.
stopping. I am absolutely stopping.
We have 10 minutes and we have another meeting to get to. So let's get through as much as we possibly can.
Montana, do you have anything else you want to add?
No, if you got stuff that they're sending, go ahead.
I lost my train of thought. Here we go. I know that we've been talking about a lot of when it comes to country. You've said something about coming to the admins and creating a ticket or sending a message about suggestions and sitting down to talk about it and such. But it's hard to do that when it's sometimes made aware that sometimes we don't feel like it matters. I feel that it's being put against, across as it doesn't matter, or it doesn't matter at that time. And I know it's because we have OOC things going on in our lives. We don't have time for those kinds of things, but having
Not that, but I don't even remember any of the names that are in here really ever making any tickets with any touch.
That's because we handle it in character.
But that's the problem. That's the problem.
We do.
It doesn't get no better if we can't punish it. The
I know.
handling it in character just makes it okay for them to do it again.
There's been
So
plenty of times I made a ticket.
Yeah.
And
it's been handled.
It's been handled the way you guys handled it. And it to me, when I see the person again, it's like it was a slap in the wrist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, damn, bro. Like
They climb a ladder. They climb a ladder. And we have it. RDM is this certain, when if you RDM, you get it's a kick, and you get to come right back in the server, and it's it's the first
RDM
one.
first case is 8 hour, man.
We got stuff that we go by. If I would have done that same thing, if I would have done what you're wanting, Darren, for instance, wouldn't even be here. But we give him the chance to climb the ladder, just like we do with 90% of the people. And a lot of the people don't get to even climb the ladder. The ones that come to Valentine, the new players that show their ass and just roll around in the mud and act a fool. Those people don't even get a chance.
I just stopped making tickets on people due to the fact that there's been plenty of times when I got RDM'd by you. You RDM'd me once. When you told me that you never read the rules, it was just like, why make a ticket if?
I don't know. You made a ticket. You're talking about the time I shot you in front of the thing.
In the face.
That
Right in the face.
That wasn't RDM.
Yes, it was.
You were talking shit across the road.
You said nothing to me. Not a word.
You engaged with me. Why do I have to talk to you when you're
I
talking
never
shit
went to
me?
you and talked to you. Never went to you and talked to you. I was talking to Chris the whole time. I said, yo, why the fuck? I said, Chris, why the fuck is he looking at me?
Bullshit. You
Why-
said.
That's Chris.
I'll tell you
Chris
exactly
was right
what you
there.
fucking
Val
said,
was
bro.
there.
No,
You
bullshit.
fucking doink me with no interaction.
I'll tell you exactly what the fuck you said.
What I said?
And you said, keep looking, take a picture, it fucking lasts longer. I shot you
Yeah,
in the face.
because I
after
asked
that.
Chris, I said, Chris, why the fuck is he staring at me?
Okay, that was
Then
initiation.
I said, hey, what the fuck? Take a picture, it lasts longer. And you
Exactly.
fucking shot me. You didn't say a fucking word.
You engaged with me. Why do I have to talk when you come at me? I was just standing there at that time. I actually wasn't even looking at you. I was in my head. And I heard you, and I come back, and that's when I seen it, and that's when I doinked you.
Chris, what do you call that, bro? RDM.
Well, so if we take that ideology and we apply it to the whole community, I can walk up behind somebody, tell them to put their hands up without saying anything else. I can walk up to somebody.
Anyway.
I can walk up to a lawman and say, "Hey, I'm gonna kill you." Pull my gun out and blow him down on the porch.
That's what happens anyway.
But you're saying that's okay.
How many times did you come over there to the porch, Montana, and say something, and then you just start and you fucking
No,
bro. Bullshit,
Don't do that.
bro.
Don't do that.
Bullshit.
Jack Black said, I don't speak to stupid. We had a whole conversation. I went back to the porch over there at the gunsmith and said, yo, did he just say he don't speak to stupid? And I gave him, he was talking shit way before that. Way before that. So I was building it up. And he just said, I don't speak to stupid. So I blasted him on the porch. I didn't go up to him and be like, hey, you were talking shit earlier. Bow. Like, that's not how we do things. Like, I build it up, give it some RP, and then do it.
All right, guys, we have about 5 minutes left. Put in your tickets because it's a 4-step process. The 4th step being a perm ban. So just because you don't see anything with one ticket doesn't mean action wasn't taken. It was, but you have to keep putting them in to help them get up that ladder.
I know Sarge knows when Kendrick came down wanting to search everybody down in Blackwater because there was a dead local. They were getting calls on like moonshine being sold, and then there's a dead local laying there, and somebody's got blood on their shoulder, and Kendrick's saying that that's grounds to search this guy, and he's going to take him. He can take him to jail, search him, take all his shit, and this and that. And we basically told Kendrick, "You ain't going to do that. There's way more of us here than you." And Sarge, you came back down there after the storm and was like, "No, he can do that."
Yeah, that's enough.
I
But
went
if
to,
he's
I went
outnumbered,
to Kendrick, and I said, "If that's enough, then I want to see that shit enforced everywhere else because Valentine locals fall over dead constantly, and there's not a single motherfucker gets searched.
Right.
Not a single person gets searched. No, nothing said. It's take them up to the graveyard and throw them behind it.
With that situation,
like,
not to cut you
You
off.
can't be enforcing laws in one place and then not enforce them somewhere else. So that I did not understand. That I gotta say I didn't understand.
I don't want people thinking that we're picking on Kendrick. Just to let y'all know, because I heard a lot of people saying, "Oh, let it be, walk the fuck off," blah blah blah. I want y'all to understand that Kendrick has been going around county talking shit about the loss. That's why we RP the way we RP with Kendrick. I don't want. There's people saying that we're picking on him or this, that, and third. We're not.
Yeah, there is another instance with Kendrick that is being taken out of character with some of the Lost members. It's him taking it out of character. It's been brought to my attention. I have let the person know in our group that if it is making her uncomfortable, she needs to let you guys know in a ticket. That has already been stated. But I will go ahead and put that out there that Kendrick has already brought a couple of things that are OOC in character. When she is ready and she feels comfortable enough, she will go ahead and put that ticket in. I just wanted to put that out there to you guys so you had an out of character idea if something were to be brought up to y'all.
it doesn't need to get to that point if she's feeling uncomfortable, though.
I know, and that's the thing is, it's not me. I have given her as much direction as I can, and it is up to her on whether or not she comes to you guys to see how she wants it to be handled.
You need to let her know that she needs to come to us now, not wait till later. Like,
No, I know.
Need to get to that point.
I have, but it is entirely up to her. So I'm letting you guys know from somebody that has been having to deal with that in my own DMs with her, that might be something that's brought to y'all's attention. I will talk to her again about it today, but it is entirely up to her. I cannot speak for her.
What else?
That. I think another thing is that the big thing that a lot of the community has brought to some of us and just our people in general, it's not just the group of friends that are within the Lost. It's people that are within the community that have told us this. They want to be heard. They don't feel like they're heard, and it's not through tickets. It's through the suggestions, and when people are told, oh yeah, this is going to happen, we're going to try and implement it, and it doesn't get implemented. That's the main thing. People want to be heard and people want to see the change. Big thing is seeing lawmen in different places around the county. What you guys have done. I know, but what you guys have done with the Valentine thing and having lawmen in different areas has been phenomenal. The RP scenes because of that, phenomenal.
Yeah,
phenomenal.
And that's what we're working towards. But it's not possible until the numbers are there. It's the same thing with the doctors. I mean, even when we had all the doctors that we did, people were still laying to their max time, 20 minutes. And it's just, I mean, we can't all be everywhere at once. I mean, it's just not going to be possible. But once we eventually get enough lawmen, and I'm sure Montana's heard us talk about this, once we get enough lawmen, everybody's going to have their own district. Even when you go on duty right now, it's already scripted out. It's just ready for me to pull the trigger.
Mhm.
As soon as,
I-
but everybody has to select their area. That's already a
Yeah.
thing. We just got to have
I-
enough people to put that into play.
I just feel like I think the reason why I'm also bringing it up is because I know in the stream you saw that we were playing on a different server. In those servers, we went and traveled around the whole entire county of that server, and in every single county, despite there maybe only being one person in their forefront or anything like that, there were lawmen, and there was a doctor. I saw that it could be done. That's the thing, and I think that's
It's
where
not the thing when they're not applying, though. That's the thing. We don't,
what? I'm sorry.
it would be a thing, but the thing is, we have 13 and 14-year-olds that want to be lawmen. That's just, we do it, but it's most of them don't work out. Lawmen could be big right now, but we just don't have the number of adult players to make it to that. I mean, our lawmen, the law side of things has done a 360 in a matter of just since all of the
2 months.
bad people got out of here. I mean, it's done a huge change. Just since Quail and Ella and well, I guess Quail and Ella
Joe
for the
Black.
most part, since they've been doing it, it's totally changed. But it's something that just can't happen overnight, and it's something that we've got to get. There's got to be planning. It has to be planned in, and we have to, there's more than just looking at something from one side and then just throwing it in and letting it work. It just don't work.
Mhm.
But as soon as we get the numbers, that's definitely going to be a thing. 100%. That's what we strive for. Actually, that's what we are trying to get. I would love to have enough cops to put at 2 or 3 here and there, but unfortunately, all times of the evening, besides every now and then, we'll have a big group of cops. But normally, the average cops is like 3 to 6. I mean, that's average, for us to have in.
But those times when you have like 10, 20 cops, that's when you should spread people out.
We've never had 20 cops.
Well,
Never.
I'm saying
Not
saying
one.
like 10 to 20 people.
Yeah, you can't spread
Spread
10
them
people out. You can't spread 10 out. If you don't
Two
have at
in
least
Blackwater,
4,
2 in Saint Denis.
no, it don't work. It won't work because you have 2 people showing up to a robbery against 6 people.
Okay, that's why you have the train system.
And you all want us to
telephone.
take that
Which they're not
You
supposed to be
all
using.
want us to take that out though. See what I'm saying? That's
But then
I'm
give it
not
to the
trying to
doctors
out.
too.
What? Yeah, it almost is out. That's what they're working on right now, taking it out.
All right. Have you got anything else? I don't want to keep.
Yeah,
I
have
think
meetings to get to.
Oh,
Yeah,
good. We got a police. She's got a police meeting, and doctors have got a meeting.
nope. That's it.
I don't know, guys. I really hope that we can figure something out and get things to move to where they need to be. But like I said, I think number one that's going to help us from you guys is to start communicating with us because you are the largest group in here of as far as a gang. I mean, if we don't got communication with you all putting the clips in, you all are the ones out there interacting. Put that stuff in so we can see it and get these people that are doing the wrong and doing the things that they shouldn't be doing on a ladder. Just that way they'll start, they'll have some initiative to do better. If you just have an RP scene with somebody and they mess up and you just keep on trucking like nothing happened, that's cool. But at the end, if they don't get no punishment, then they go back thinking what? They think, well, that was okay. Because 90%, if we were a whitelisted server and everybody in here had to read the rules before they got in, things would be different. But we don't whitelist because we did that and we've seen where it got us. Now, we will be whitelisted one day, but our numbers are not there. Most of these whitelisted servers that you go into, they've got 5,000 plus members sitting in the Discord, and that's the reason they can whitelist. We thought we could whitelist and we did it, and Montana was around for that and probably several others. But when we whitelisted, shit, there would be sometimes we would have fuck, I don't know, Montana, what, 9? Like it got
Peak
bad.
hour is 9. Yeah.
It got bad. It got really bad. So whitelisting wasn't our thing. But that's the reason, and that's one of the reasons we brought Montana up to talk to us the other day about, you know, him trying to put together maybe some kind of advertisement team, you know, to head up some kind of, you know, Facebook and get some TikToks going and get some of the cool things that the server can have to help try to get some people in here, because we do that already as owners and staff, but it's hard to do it all.
So to chime in on that, like, you have me and Montana here. We're both streamers. We stream this server all the time. And one of the things that, so Montana is the one that interacts with y'all, the staff, more than way more than I do. I don't think I've ever really interacted with anyone except for Sarge. And he, like, for his streams, he if he wants to, like, if him and I want to promote this server, get the server going even further just through our stream promotions, like, those kind of interactions with y'all where y'all are going out of character, or just anybody going out of character in that matter, or, you know, a scene gets interrupted or a scene goes the direction it shouldn't have because people are you know, because staff is like, oh, or, you know, police are reviving in the middle of a scene and the revived officer isn't going back to camp. Like, that doesn't help the streams, because then people come, you know, looking at streams, finding a server that they want to join. They see something like that, they're like, oh, that's not professional, I'm not going to that server.
Right. I would agree.
But it doesn't help us if you don't let us know what's going on.
Yeah.
Bottom line, number one, you got to have communication.
Well, no,
I mean, I know, and today, as soon as at 7:30 this morning when I sat down, I started going to staff chat and putting in tons of shit about the way 2023 is fixing to be big changes, the OOC talk, the staffing in the county, everything is done. If I've seen it, third strike, gone. Like, no bullshit. Like, the OOC
and
is
staff
done.
need to be held accountable also.
They are.
Yeah. When
But if the owners don't see that, okay, there again, even if they're a staff and they're doing something, if we don't see that, if you can still put a clip in on a staff, if they're doing something that they shouldn't be doing, we should get a ticket about it.
All right, and I'll do this from a standpoint as being I wouldn't say an owner, but I was pretty damn close to an owner in a 5M server. Our developer, who was the owner for that server, he personally gave himself a 1-week ban for breaking a rule. So, if not only staff but owners and everybody, if the newest person to join the server gets a ban for said reason, everybody should get banned for said reason.
Well, owners do.
So,
I had discipline.
Okay.
Elders had discipline. They do. That's what I'm saying. And I'm not trying to be mean, but it's like the things that you're discussing. Like this is stuff that already goes on. It's things that you all just don't see it. Like, it goes on. Like Ella said, just because you see somebody the next day doesn't mean they didn't get put on the ladder. Everybody climbs the ladder. Everybody. There's no exceptions. No exceptions at all. That's staff. That's everybody. So you may do something, and the guy beside of you may do the same damn thing, but the punishments are going to be different because you're already on a ladder where this is his first offense and ain't never done nothing. So you're not going to see everything that happens in the background.
Makes sense.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's just it, bro. Like we are people, and we're trying to do the best we can at keeping everybody happy all at once. And if you all knew and seen what we put up with on a daily basis, it would blow your mind.
Hold on, sorry. Breathe like that in my ear again. I swear.
I yawn,
I'm
bro.
gonna rip your fucking moose knuckle clean off your body.
I yawn.
Jesus Christ. That old man breathing.
Hush up.
But on a good note, nobody here is trying to target any of y'all. Nobody feels that way. Now, I'm not going to tell you that that wasn't happening before, because I'll 100% be the first to tell you that it was fucking going on.
Oh, I knew it was going on.
And it was
I
100%
smell
going on.
targeted when I see it.
Well,
I see it.
And the thing is, you know, we were working on figuring that out. You know, we can't just jump to conclusions and make a call. We have to do our research, figure out what's really going on, and at the end of the day, we'll do what's right and we'll get them out of here. You know, we're not going to let somebody hurt this server. I don't, you know, if I have to go back down to 5 people a day just to keep this server where it needs to be, then that's what we're going to do. You know, at the end of the day, because the community, for one, is our main goal. It really is. Um, you know, with that being said, if somebody do a day, yeah, you know, I had a day when I went off on Laura. I had a day. You know, it was, she had a day. We were both having days. But at the end of the day, what makes us better is what we're doing right now. Is when we can come to a discussion and sit down like human beings and like adults and chat about it. Because, like I said, that leaving thing, man, it don't sit well with really any of the owners. Like, I'm just not about that. I want you to reach out to me and be like, look, man, this is really bothering me. You know, I think we need to work on this. You know, or reach out to anybody, any of the owners. We're all for gonna be like that. You know, we're not here to sweep anything that you all say under the rug. Does some shit maybe, you know, not get looked at as much as others? Maybe, but we got a ton of shit going on and we try to do our best. I mean, and that's all we can do at the end of the day. I mean, we got a small staff team um, for a reason, because we've noticed that the bigger numbers of staff team, it gets worse than it gets better. Um, because then you start getting too much drama within the staff team itself. So we've kind of found a pretty steady or a good number to be with. And like I said, a lot of the ones that we've got in here right now, um, some of them are fresh to even RP. You know, this was the first server they'd ever been in. But at the time, you know, we made the best judgment call that we could to get these people into place when we had what we had. You know, like I said, we went from, in 2 weeks, we went from 10 people playing in here to over 100. And I mean, Gotti was here for that. It was, I mean, it was fucking crazy how fast we just exploded. So a lot of things, you know, we had to do, and we're still doing. We're still adjusting rules, and we're still, you know, fixing problems. You know, we're still adjusting shops to here and shops to there. You know, we've got a list of everything, and I do it in order as we can do it to get everything done. It's just we do a lot. It's people don't see it. It's a whole different ballgame. But at the end of the day, we do it for free. We do it because the community. We want the RP. We want to have fun, and we want to think the same thing that you all do at the end of the day. We want the more serious. We crave that. I don't know if y'all know NoPixel or any of the really high pop servers like GTA servers. Like we all as owners crave that style of RP. And you know, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, however long, no, it'd been longer than that. When we had all these storylines and shit going, man, that was awesome. You know, like we were doing so great, but now nobody's really going off any storylines or anything. And it just, I don't know, things are going to be different in 2023. Just give it a shot. Like I said, we're cracking down on things, but we can only do so much, especially if we don't have you all communicating with us through tickets, letting us know, because these people cannot get away with rule breaks. They can't, because they think it's okay and they continue to do it. And that's the problem that we're seeing now, especially like the new players in Val. You know, I know it had also been mentioned on moving the spawn to Blackwater. Yeah, that would be cool if there was enough of you in all day. But we tried that with people that said they would do it in Saint Denis, and we moved it, and all those hours during the day, nobody was there to mess with them. Hold on, baby.
Your vape because mommy's just died.
We
But there's you would be surprised on on the difference in the number of people that stay in the community when that spawn point is in Valentine. I would love to move it out of there.
When y'all had Valentine banned for those 2 days, the amount of upstrike that me and Danny and the other blacksmiths the gunsmiths all had was immense. Like, we had gun sales like nothing. Customizations, all this other stuff. Like, we had a ramp in RP in Blackwater because people were coming this way. Yeah.
And you know how our numbers grew those days that it was down? Because the new people were able to come in, get what they needed to do done, get a horse, get weapons, get settled, ask their questions, and then go out there. We grew a lot.
They're not getting robbed. They're not getting killed.
Yeah, we closed Val OOC. So what we're going to do now, when it starts getting off the chain, is we're going to keep it in county. Though the lawmen are going to sweep the streets and get those people pushed out of town. We're not going to get them sick. If they don't want to leave, we're going to do it in county and jail them for failure to obey a lawful order. That's 30 months of Cisco. And obviously, nobody's going to get that much time, but that's that's what could happen if they don't get out of town. So we're trying to push these people out to other areas and let them explore, just like you said. I think it worked great, and I got so many compliments on it, but it's kind of an overreach to do that, I think, going to OOC and put those announcements in the sky. So what we're going to do is just the law enforcement's going to start doing it now, and it gets to that point again. So are
you going to have, like, greeters, like, hey, you're a new person, let me help you out, and then let me send you out this way? Like...
well, I've been doing that. Mr. Hayes has been doing, like, all the business owners, and then there's a few stragglers that hang around in Valentine. But these new people, these new kids mostly that fly in, there's 2 or 3 little groups of teenagers that hang out. We're getting those guys the fuck out of here. And there's been discussion too, and it's like I told Dr. Laura the other night. Some of our best RPers are actually young people. But these fucking trolls that get in here and they run around and RDM each other and slop in the mud and climb on the roofs, like, we're cracking down on that shit. If you want to be in here in RP, fine. If you want to be in here and just act silly, you're getting the fuck out of here. Yeah. So we're cracking down on that shit too.
Yeah, we definitely are. But and at the at the end of the day, we still we do that in a manner to where we try to keep a few of them for the spiciness of it, and not only that, but in all reality, the numbers. If we don't keep our numbers where they're at, if I go through right now, if I was to go into Valentine, there's 31 people in. I could probably walk in Valentine right now, honestly, and probably ban 8 people, and they need banned. But the thing is, if I start doing that to every little person that really is kind of on the edge, whether they need it or not, our numbers are gonna dwindle to nothing. And if they do that, we all know how that works. If you got 10 people sitting in the server, nobody else comes in. So we try to keep a good balance to where everybody's, you know what I mean, to where everything can function and still maintain and so forth. So we try to pick the best out of the best and keep the ones that we think we're going to be able to mentor up into some decent RPers. But I don't know. Like I said, I know y'all had mentioned that the spawn, the flying being down there, and it's just, there's no way, man. As bad as it hurt the server when we done it to Saint Denis, it would be the same. It would be the same effect. And the reason I say that is because there's really not that many of you all in during the early day. I know Danny's in pretty often. I normally see him standing on the porch, but him or Danny, there's not many that's in during the early morning hours. I think I see Everly in there sometimes in the mornings. Mostly, I think on your doctor character though it was. But yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't care at all. I would actually love to have the fly-in back in Saint Denis. That's where I would like to have it because it's such a big city. But it hurts the server, man. It hurts it bad. It takes a huge hit when we move it.
That's from my side. That's pretty much it.
And I know another thing that you all touch base on pretty often is the whole numbers on the gang thing. Like honestly, like 16 is just a solid number right now, man. If we was to try to go up, it's just going to continue to take more members and put them all in one. We need more groups of gangs in the county already. Pretty bad, you know. I mean, other than the Lost and the Misfits, and the Misfits aren't even doing it. We don't even really do anything anymore.
I don't know if
So
any of y'all were here when it was set to 10, and then we upped it to 16. So
yeah. But it just doesn't make sense for us to do that at this moment. You know, I would love to have enough gangs in here to be able to make everybody have 20. But technically, really, the number should be back down to 10. I mean, to be able to have enough gangs to actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to touch base on what I've heard you all talk about, and that's no, we're on board, guys. We're definitely here to try to do the right thing and get things fixed. We're not sweeping nothing under the rug. We just we do all we can do. What the fuck? You got a bird, Gotti?
Man, I want to kill that bitch so bad.
I guarantee it. I want to kill it at this point.
Hey, I want to kill that bitch so bad, bro. But it's my wife's bird, so.
We'll feed it some rice.
Feed it fucking rat poison.
Alka-Seltzer.
Oh God!
Watch that bitch blow up.
What movie was that? Where he threw that shit in the parking lot, all the fucking birds started popping, Dumb and Dumber or something like
Well, I'll be RPing and people know it's me when I'm on Minky or somebody else is a fucking bird.
that. That's like our old GTA server that we played in. There was a guy in there. I don't know why he
smoke
didn't
detector.
a fucking smoke detector. Every time
I got yelled at for that too.
Oh my God!
Hell yeah! Did you change the batteries?
I know I yanked them bitches out. So if
That's
there's
what I
fire,
figured.
I'm fucked.
That shit's so annoying though, bro. Every time that guy would walk up to you.
See, Amber, it's called a smoke detector. It's not called a fucking fire detector.
Shut up, Danny. Shut up.
Yeah, that's true. I think if anything, it would be called a fire alarm or something.
We call them fire alarms.
Yeah, well, the last thing I have to say is if you're having a bad day, go fucking smoke your bong and sit the fuck down. Don't even hop in server, because that's what I do, bro. I fucking have a bad day. I don't even, man, fuck. I don't give a fuck whose server it is.
Leave your
Fuck that
feelings
server.
at the door.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I won't go in.
Leave your feelings at the door and pick it up on the way out.
Yeah, I won't come in. I won't come in.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I ain't got time to be fucking sitting in Valentine and a fucking little newbie comes in and fucking doinks me and I'm pissed. Nah, fuck that. Makes me more. Nah, I'm good.
And like, that's the reason we try to keep people out of Valve, because it's really just a spot to where people need to fly in, get their shit, and move on about their day. You know, it's too small of a town for one, for everybody to just gather. But we've been in several servers, and it's the same shit everywhere you go. It's even if I could put the fucking spawn in Tumbleweed, and I can promise you, within 30 minutes, Valentine's gonna be fucking full of new people. It's just crazy. It's the main hub of Red M.
You're not gonna get away from that in any server, let alone any thing. So, like, for example, you know, like they said, we were testing out another, well, more or less exploring another county, and we started in Annensburg. We still made our way through Valentine, but we made our way out.
Yeah, most don't do that. Yeah, most don't do that. if all of them had a mindset like that, we would be freaking solid, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, we would be
that server gave us an option to start in one of 6 places. We started in Annensburg.
Yeah, it's a QB core server. Yeah, they don't offer that for VoRP. I wish they did.
Shit, that'd be nice.
Yeah. I wish they would offer that for our framework. But I will say that we are on the most solid framework. QB core is way underdeveloped. It's not ready for Red M yet. It's just not. It's QB core is underdeveloped. They focus mainly, and I know those guys. They focus mainly on Red 5M, and that's just. And then pretty soon, GTA 6 is coming out. And
they're gonna go hardcore for 6M or whatever.
Yeah, so then So when they go to 6M, you can forget Red Dead. And that's the reason we went with Vork, because it was a super solid framework. Um, the amount of popping that you have in like Death Valley, not Death Valley, what was that server? I don't know. I don't know what server playing. The amount of head pops and stuff that you have in those other servers, though, it blows my mind. It's horrible. Like, we have the same issue, but it's nowhere near as bad as what it is in half the other servers. It's crazy. But we're actually fixing to upgrade or update our core. They actually have wrote 90% of our server is based on C++ Lua, and I know some people may not know what that is. Some may.
I know what Lua is, but why C++?
It's wrote in C++, and it's just what they use. That's how everybody pretty much starts out.
Yeah.
That's how Cubic Core first started out.
That makes
So
sense.
when they get to a certain point, there becomes a time to where they have to move to a different framework, and it's not really the complete framework. Everything will be the same. We're going to a brand new server, I should say, but nobody will ever feel any effects. So what will happen is we'll shut down for a restart, and when we come back up, everybody will be in the new server. But nobody loses anything. All your houses are still there. I mean, it's already up and going. Like, that's what I'm working on 24/7. When I'm not over here working, is building that new fresh server, because this one is C++, and we're running out of updates to do because they have already went to Lua. Everything's changed to Lua, which in returns is going to allow us to manipulate the scripts a whole lot more than what we do now, because I don't know C++. I know Lua. So when we get in, I know C++, but not like I do Lua.
Mm-hmm.
So when we get into a full Lua server, there's going to be a lot more opportunities of manipulating scripts to do things that we wanted to do. Like for instance, the people flying in and having the option to be anything other than one, we can take that out. No, everybody will only be able to be one. And hopefully they come up with a fix for that pretty soon. I don't know that they ever will, though, because it's the same way in GTA.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them work off the same style. Actually, it's not the same style. It is the same. It's one sync.
Yep. One sync.
But but we're headed in a good direction with the server. New things are coming. I've got that cool gum gum stable where you can breed horses and do all that different things. I'm working on that in the new server. Trying to get it where it works. What else is it over there? Shoot, I don't even know. I went blank. But there's a bunch of different new things over there that's already been over there that we bought, that people have bought or we bought. We put it in. I see a lot of people complaining that they don't see the changes that happen. Well, they don't see the changes, for one, because they don't go look at change logs. Everything that we do, 90% of the stuff that we do, one of us will put it in there. And there's very little that we do that we don't put in there if it's a big change. If it's a small change, I don't say anything. If it's something that's not really that big of a deal. But for most of the larger stuff that matters for everybody to know about, then we'll throw it in there.
See, I would honestly recommend a dev update log channel. So like a log channel where, this was tweaked and put into the server.
That's changed. That's changed logs, bro. And I'm not trying to be an ass, but I don't have time to go in there and dictate everything that I do. It won't. When I tell you that we wake up to 60 tickets in Discord, that's what we wake up to. It's when I tell you it's real, and I don't want 30 admins trying to do things. It's hard. It's hard to do everything. It really is. So that's the reason I say the main stuff gets put into that channel where you all can find out. And a lot of the time, Sarge or Eller or somebody will go and even make an announcement and tag out everyone and let them know, hey, this has been done, this is updated, this has done this. Most of the time we put it out there somewhere for people to see and for people to know that it's happened. That's just like the black market. It's not a thing no more. You know, we brought in Madam Nazar. She's in now. I don't know who this is. I just seen this. Whoever's wanting to unmute and say something.
Oh no, it's alright. Don't worry.
Is that you? No, you can
Yeah.
say something. No, you're welcome to say something. I just seen where you sent that.
No, you're good. You're good.
But we're on the same page with y'all, man. That's what we want to as owners. It's just with us having to, you know, keep track of the admins, keep them on the same page, keep them doing what they need to do, and us taking care of. To be honest with you, there's about I think we're at about 9,000 characters. There's 9,000 single characters. We've had 9,000 people make one character in the server. So we deal with a lot of people.
Fix the delete button so there's not too much more.
The what?
The delete button.
What about it?
The character delete. I guess people are afraid of hitting that.
I don't know why, because you gotta hold the fucking thing for 3 seconds before it deletes it. I tried both of that. I tried the enter and the escape, or the backspace and escape. Yeah, I tested that.
I think the main thing is there's no confirmation after doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there is. When you log back in and the motherfucker don't walk through the door, it's confirmation.
There's been so many people actually delete their fucking characters.
Yeah, it happens. It happens almost daily. That's like Mr. Hayes had walked away from his PC or something, and the fucking cat, he'd come back and the cat was standing on his keyboard and his character was gone. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep. And you're talking about a guy that's very wealthy and has a lot of things, you know what I mean? Like, it's not easy to tell somebody like that, hey, calm down, we're gonna get you your stuff back. Just calm down.
Man, he was tore up.
Yeah. Anybody else? Anything before that? I've already missed all these meetings. I really didn't want to go to them anyway.
Chris, anything? Beverly?
Chris don't fell asleep, brother.
Nothing I can think of.
Nothing from me.
Danny?
No.
Don't leave nothing unsaid, guys. If there's something to say, let's say it now.
No.
Yeah,
I think I spoke from tried to speak for the majority of the group.
You spoke
even
too much.
speak.
I've reached that point. I've reached that point of talking where I just can't anymore.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. To be honest.
Like I said, guys, we'll try. Like I said, we're trying. We'll do what we can. Just you know, help us to do that. You know, and like I told Dr. Laura, and what we discussed earlier, put your all's law apps in. Some of you put some doctor apps in. Some of you do, you know, make some different characters. That way we can. Because a lot of times it's like, and I talked to Gotti about this a while back. Like Gotti made his cop cousin, you know, so, and his Minky Dinky. So everybody actually got to see, you know, a different side of Gotti, because Gotti, as Gotti, is a dickhead. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he is a pure asshole. So for people to actually see that other side of people's, you know, what people are doing, it's good for the community. It's good for people to see a different side.
Yep. Sarge.
Yeah, buddy.
You all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah.
I'm fucking breathing on my neck.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know. I don't know what else. It's just sometimes things pop up when it's at the moment, you know.
Yeah. So at that moment, just hit us up, bro. I've never once ignored a DM from you, and I won't stop now. You know, if you all got a question or something, a concern, don't hesitate to come to one of us. You know, that's we said from the very get go that our DMs are open. So let's just let us know. Let us know how you're feeling. Let us know what's going on. That way, it doesn't get to this point. You know what I mean? Like like things should never get to this point before it's talked about. If we would have fixed this a long time ago, we wouldn't be in this situation. But in order to do that, you all got to communicate with us, brother. That make things a whole lot better on all of us. Let us know when you feel like this. Let us, any of us here are willing to sit down and hear you all out. We're not, we're not here to run from you or put you off to not be able to hear you. So,
No, I get
all right, guys. If that's it, I'm gonna jump back down. I guess for the last 10 minutes of this other meeting.
All right.
Oh shit, I'm fucking late for that meeting too.
It's
Great.
not a big deal. They were just going over the stuff that was going on and discuss. You talking about the doctor one?
Yeah, I'm talking about, yeah.
Yeah, it's just discussing on how the changes that come back to the doctors, and then instead of doing everybody to the hospital, we want to go to where it's kind of like I don't think you were here when Porter was here, but it was they kind of based it on like a stage, like depending on how bad you were hurt, like if your head blew off or missing limbs and different things like that. They're just going to go over some stuff like that to try to make sure people are on board.
Got it.
So, all right, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. See y'all.
See ya.
See you. Hey,